Welcome to Communicative English class. In this class, we discuss an inevitable topic in grammar, that is articles. So, we have been studying articles since our elementary school. But still, even in engineering, we have articles. Even when you go for higher competitive exams, you will have questions from articles. So by that, you can understand that the importance of placing articles, okay, in our speech or in our English language. Okay. Today, see that every time we start learning articles by just knowing the rules and again doing the exercise, right? Doing the exercises. But today we will learn in a different way. We'll go with re-engineering. Okay. That means by doing exercise, then we'll bring some rules out of that exercise. Okay. Right. Let us see. What is the importance of article? Okay, what happens if we miss an article, right? Here are the two statements. The first one is, I love books. That indicates that you love books generally, okay? So it's a general, the books, any books, you love books, that's all. It gives a general comprehension. The second statement, I love book. That means when you use this singular one, which book, immediately a question will come. That means the listener or the reader cannot understand. Okay? So here, when you are using a singular one, then you need to specify which book it is. Okay? So here, that's why we use articles. That means to specify a thing or to make it a particular one, okay, we use articles. See that in communication, always communication happens between two parties, right? So, there is a speaker, then there is a listener. If there is a writer, then there is a reader. So, when speaker wants to communicate, or when speaker communicates something, that should be clear for the listener. There should not be any ambiguity in the communication. Okay. So to make it clear, we use articles. Okay. Or writer. So as it is a speaker, when a writer writes something, so the reader should get clarity of it. Okay. There is no room for ambiguity. You know that what articles are, and what are the types, okay, right, and the function of an article, okay. So we'll just have a glance of it. An article is a word used to modify a person, place, thing, or an idea, okay. Modify. So here the word is important. Modify. That means it modifies something, right? A person, a place, thing, or an idea. That means we use an article before a noun. Okay, which noun? That we will look into it. So you know the types of articles, right? Definite and indefinite. And you know the meaning of definite and you know the meaning of indefinite. Definite means when there is a particular one, we use the definite article. When it is indefinite or anything else, we use a or an. You know that a is used before a consonant. The word starts with a consonant sound, and an is used before a word with an vowel sound. Okay. All right. Just see. So this is, just have a look at it. This figure will help you to form a logic where and which article can be used. Okay. You know that articles are placed before a noun. Okay. So whenever there is a noun in your communication, you just have a question. Okay. Is it a countable noun? Okay. You know that countable noun and uncountable noun. Already we dealt that in nouns. Okay. yes, sorry, we'll see it. No, it is not it is not a countable noun. Okay, that means an uncountable noun. Then again, we have to question it. Is it specific or it's non-specific? Okay, specific means whether you are talking about something specific or you are talking generally. Okay. So if it is non-specific, then you don't place any article. Okay. And if you are talking about specific thing, a particular thing that you know and your listener knows or your reader knows the specific one, then we use the. Okay. Then come this side. If it is a countable noun, okay, there are two options. Yes. Is it a singular or is it a plural? If it is a singular, okay, specific. Again, you have a question. Either it is specific, yes, then you use the. If it is non-specific, you can go with a or an. For example, in the beginning, we have seen an example. I love. Okay, I love book. There is no article actually because I misread, just to give you some understanding. Suppose I love book. So here book is a noun. So there should be an article before that word book. So what article should I place? Yes, it is a countable noun. Okay, now it's a countable noun. Yes. Is it singular? Yes, singular. Then is it specific? Am I talking about a general, any book, or am I talking about any specific book? Okay. If it is any book, like, then you can use a. Okay. If I am talking about particular book, okay, then that means I love a book written by some Shakespeare. The book is very nice. Okay, I read a book written by Shakespeare. The book is very nice. That means in the first case, I talked about a book written by Shakespeare. But in the second sentence, I am talking about the book particularly which I read. Okay, so that is called specific, right? There I will place the. Okay, specific, non-specific. And then if it is a plural, again you ask the question, is it specific or non-specific? So if it is a specific, use the. If it is non-specific, there is no need of article before it. So in the beginning, I love books. That means I love any books. Okay, I love books. That is non-specific. If I want to say that I love the books written by Shakespeare, then the is needed. Okay, so just to give you a logic behind now placing of an article. Next picture. Okay, so here just it gives us just a brief of where we can use the. Okay, see that when it is a specific, we use the. Okay, in the above picture we have seen that when it is specific, we use the. For general things, we don't use any article. Okay, remember that one. Okay, and if it has a name, generally if any noun is named, then also we don't use the. Okay, right. See this one. Where do we use the? Specific. Okay, remember that specific. First one, when there is only one in the world, because it is specific. Okay, here example, the internet, the moon, the environment. Okay, only one thing, right? And then because if you say that the, then the listener also understands that it is specific and it is only one. Okay, and then to refer to the only one in this particular area. Suppose in your area there is only one park, then you can mention the park. Okay, that means you have only one park. But in your area there are many parks, you have to mention name of the park, or I went to a park, something like that. That means I went to the park and I went to a park, there is a lot of difference. Okay, I went to the park means you have only one park. Either there are two reasons. Either you have only one park, that's why you are mentioning the park, or before you might have mentioned about some park and now you are mentioning that specific park. Okay. To refer to the only one in this particular area, the government, the police, the river. Okay. In your area there is only one, and rivers also we use rivers and oceans we use the. Okay, because they are only one. Next, adjectives to refer to a whole group of people. Here, French. Okay, France is a noun. It's the name of the country. French means it's an adjective. We say French people, French language. Okay. So when we place the before that adjective, the French, then it represents the whole class. Okay. Suppose rich is an adjective. If you place the rich, then the rich indicates the rich people. Okay. The poor. Okay. So if you place an article before an adjective, it symbolizes the whole class. Next, names of geographical areas. Okay, so the Alps, that means mountain ranges, the Arctic, the Nile. Okay, next, musical instruments. So here I also have got it out. Why an article before, why the specific article be before musical instruments? Then I referred and I got some information that actually piano or guitar or violin, we are not talking about the musical instrument. Okay, I am learning the piano. That means the music that I am learning. Suppose I want to buy a piano, then I have to say a piano, right? Not the piano. That means when you talk about as it is an article, that means a thing, then you use it a, right? A or an. But I am talking about, I am learning music, the music by piano, the music with violin, the music with guitar, then I use the. Okay. Next. When you mention decades, the 70s, the 80s, the 1990s, because they are also only one specific. And superlatives, okay? The best, the strongest, the most beautiful. Superlative means when you specify a few or at least one or two as the best one, okay? That means a specific one. Here also you use the. And countries that have plural names. Plural names means, here plural names generally come when they are a group of islands, okay? At that time we use that one, the Philippines, the Netherlands, okay? Next, countries are places where the name refers to a group of islands or states. The Philippines, okay, it's a country, okay? So maybe many places are there, I mean near that one. Then the UK, United States, United Arab Emirates, the Middle East. So they refer a group of islands, not one particular place, okay, region, you can say region. Next, ordinal numbers, the first, the second, the third, because they are also specific, okay. So in these, generally in these cases we use article be. Here, where not to use an article, zero article, this is also important. Because if we know when we should not use, then it is very clear for us where to use, okay. Then, names of colors, black is his favorite color, okay. Colors, we don't use article, the black or that. But when you say the black or the white, it represents the people, right? So, colors, because it's a name of a color, it's a name of particular color which has some wavelength, right? So, black. It's particular color, that's why we don't use. Here before names of meals, holidays, days of the week, months, seasons, festivals, because all these have names, specific names for it. That's why we don't use any article. Do you say that I am Ramu or I am the Ramu or I am a Ram? No. You don't use any article before your name because that name is given to you. Okay. Next, sports, school subjects. Okay. You can understand that these are also names of certain things. That's why we don't use any article. Next, lakes, peaks. Mount Everest is Earth's highest mountain. Yes. So Mount Everest is the name of a mountain, right? But Himalayas is a region, right? A group of mountains. So you say the Himalayas because it is only one and it has group of something. But Mount Everest is one in that. Okay. So before Mount Everest, you don't use any article. It's the name of a mountain. And we don't use any article before names of lakes, but we use article the before names of rivers and oceans. Okay, because lakes are many, but rivers are specific and few. Okay, next. Go to school, church, hospital, prison, market, because these are the places where we go and do things for specific purpose. Okay, for that purpose only. Okay, the places are named. Okay, where we get education, school, where we go and pray. Let's say church. Okay, a temple. We don't use. Okay, for its purpose. If we go and visit that place for its purpose, then we don't use any article. Next, come from this. Plural countable nouns. When we use it in general sense, we don't use any article. Next, uncountable nouns like water, squire, okay, sugar, money. But we use articles when we make it into a countable noun. A glass of water, right? A bottle of water, a tin of water. Next, names of languages. As languages have some names, particular names, we don't use it. Next, names of streets. Here, just try to understand the logic. Because streets have names, okay? When we don't use any article before names of countries, okay? Because it has a name. And one more thing, we use the president or the prime minister. But if you are mentioning prime minister's name, then we don't use article the, because we are mentioning name. The prime minister visited our place. Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited our place, because Narendra Modi is the name there. That's why we don't use articles. Okay. Just remember that when there are names, we never use articles. Okay. If there is no name, then we use it. Okay? Next week, last month, you might have got a doubt. So we use the article the before superlatives. Okay. The next, the last, the first. But it has another sense. Okay, next week means from next Monday onwards. If you use the next week means from today itself you will count 1 week. That is the next week. Okay, that's why in general sense, if you use next week means the week starts from Monday. Okay, yes. Here this is the list where we generally do not use any article. So this picture is not visible. So actually what we discussed in the other slide, how to decide an article, just applying some logic. This is the same picture but in some elaborative way. Okay, it's not clear, but just I inserted it because it appears great, just to show gratitude to somebody's work. Yeah, let's do some exercise. Okay. Right. I have friend who is afraid of spiders. Okay. Right. So some writer writes this. Right. So we are readers. Okay. And somebody writes this one. No. Is talking something. I have dash friend who is afraid of dash spiders. So here it's a countable noun. Okay. So friend is a countable noun. Is this talking about any specific or non-specific? It's non-specific because we have never given any information about this friend. So the person is talking about his friend first time. Okay, we don't know about who the person is. That's why we use a. Okay, you know this. This word starts with consonant sound. Okay, that's why a, not an. Next, who is afraid of spiders? Spiders in generally. Okay, it's not specific. It's non-specific. So there is no article. We don't use article before general things. Okay. Next, this is not very unusual. A lot of people are afraid of spiders. That means generally a lot of people are afraid of spiders. I don't really like spiders. That means you are not talking about any particular spiders. You are talking about spiders, that's all. Much myself. I don't mind them if you see them outside in the garden, as long as they are not too big. But if one comes in the house, especially if it is one of those really big spiders with furry legs, because general description and little red eyes, then I go out and I try to get rid of it. Usually I will use usually. That means he is describing about his action usually. So here brush is a singular noun and he is talking about any brush, not a specific one. So you use a brush to get rid of a spider. But if I feel brave, then I'll put a glass. Here glass is a countable noun, okay, and non-specific over the top of it. Slide a piece of paper. So paper is uncountable noun, but a piece of paper is a countable noun. Okay, a piece of paper under the glass and then take it outside. Okay, just these are the answers. Okay, go to the next exercise. So it's a conversation between two friends. So it continues to the next slide also. Okay. My friend had dash surprise for me when we met for dash coffee last week. See here, surprise is a singular one. Okay. So it's a non-specific. We don't know, right? So you can use a. My friend had a surprise for me when we met for coffee. So see, coffee is not a countable noun. It's an uncountable noun. And here it is non-specific. It's not mentioned or it's not specified before it. Okay? That's why we don't use any article here. It's uncountable and it is not mentioned before. Okay? Guess what? She asked me. What I said. I have got a new pet. So pet is a singular one, and first time he is talking about, that's not specific in a general sense. I have got a new pet. I don't believe you. Then is it a rabbit? Okay, here it talks about pet but not rabbit. Okay, is it a rabbit? That means it's a non-specific. No, what is it then? I have got a pet spider. The same case, okay? So singular noun, non-specific or unspecific. Right. I don't believe you. It's true. I decided that it was time. Time is uncountable, okay? Here it is nothing mentioned, okay? So uncountable now, no article. I did something about my phobia. So I went to visit a doctor. Doctor, you know that, countable noun and unspecific or non-specific. And a psychiatrist. Okay, psychiatrist is also a countable noun. This psychiatrist, now we are talking about psychiatrist, okay? This psychiatrist specialized in phobias. So here phobias is a plural noun, but in general sense it is used, okay? So no article. Helping people who have irrational fears, okay? No article. To get better and live normally. he told me I suffered from, so it's a name of the phobia, arachnophobia. So it is a name of a particular feeling. That's why here we don't use any article. Okay. So here see this in we have many blanks here, but we used only in some places. Okay. When it is a countable noun and it is non-specific. Okay. So far we have done some exercises on where to use articles and how to select a particular article. Okay. In the next session, we will do some more practice on articles. Thank you.